Hi, my name is David Shurter, and I'm author of Rabbit Hole: A Satanic Ritual Abuse Survivor Story. And I have a website, davidshurter.com, and I've been trying to get my father and his involvement in a child abduction ring investigated for years. And one of the cases that I have been very focused on is a case by a boy who was abducted in '89 in Minnesota by the name of Jacob Wetterling. And I've done videos with this before, but now I guess I just saw a news report, and they're saying that Jacob's remains have been found, and not only have they been found, but they have a suspect already in prison in custody. And I know that a lot of people are celebrating. For me, this is a whole load of BS. It's not true. The whole thing about it is that they came up with this suspect. They've had him in the back burner for years. But it came after I had called the Jacob Wetterling Foundation and told them about my father, and remarking that Jacob was abducted by a man who was driving a big blue utility truck. And the woman confirmed, yes, that was true, and then asked me how I would know that because it was never part of the news. And so they've known me for years, so they've had this suspect. Now, I went to Aaron, who was Jacob's best friend, who was there when Jacob was abducted, along with Jacob's big brother, who I've not contacted. He has a video out, a news thing where they're showing the wrong abductor pics. So I made an issue about that. Now, if you look at the reports, anything that's written about Jacob Wetterling now, they're all saying that he was a masked abductor. But we have detailed pictures of abductor pics that came from the police years ago. So obviously he wasn't masked. We have these abductor pics. Now, I actually went on the John B. Wells program, Caravan to Midnight, about 2 weeks ago, and this became a topic of conversation. And I spoke about the abductor pics being different now, and that they're saying that he was masked. And we had a long conversation, and about 2 hours, it was like an hour and a half interview, and he just let me speak about it. And now, after that interview, and the numbers that I have since I've put it out are growing exponentially. So I can only imagine, and this guy's a really well-known guy. He's a really great interviewer. And so I can only imagine what his numbers are, but all of a sudden, about no more than 2 weeks after that interview, now, suddenly, Jacob Wetterling's remains have been found 2 weeks after that interview, after everything that has been going on. And so if you want to believe the story, and the thing about it is that they haven't even DNA tested. They're saying that Jacob Wetterling, who was abducted and supposedly murdered in 1989, and his mother identified the body. So a little boy buried in the ground in '89, what's left to identify, And so all of this is just bogus, and it's being kept. I believe that this is all being done because they know that there was a man who had a news report done about him. He was abducted and raped by the same guy that abducted Jacob Wetterling, only his abuse happened before Jacob Wetterling, and he was let go. And so I contacted them, and so this has all happened within like the last month and a half, and I know that my dad did this, and I know my dad was a child abductor, and they don't want my family or my father investigated, because if everything comes out about my dad, then all of Omaha comes out. And when all of Omaha comes out, it's going to bring out all of this child trafficking and all of these abductions and all of this weird stuff that was going on in 80 in the Franklins. Because the truth is not out there. Nobody is telling the truth. I've been trying to tell the truth for years. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Anyway, so believe what you want about this whole Jacob Wetterling thing. But the reason why they've suddenly now found Jacob's remains when they've been searching for him since 89, and the reason why they're saying that the mother was able to identify what was left of the body, which was buried in a ground. And so if you believe this story, you go right ahead. But I'm telling you, it's just, they had to do a campaign to actually get this quiet, and it's not going to work, guys. You know, I've told you, what you're actually facing is not Jacob Wetterling. It's not this case. What you're facing is so much more, and it's not dependent upon public opinion. And it doesn't make any difference what anybody believes. You are going to be held responsible. And this whole thing with Jacob Wetterling, you know, Jacob Wetterling, I'm starting to realize, mirrors the Johnny Gosch case. Because Johnny Gosch was sold. You know, I believe he was sold by both of his parents. I believe that, you know, Noreen accuses John, but I believe they were both involved with selling Johnny Gosch, from what I know of Noreen and what I know of the situation, and she's definitely been involved with the cover-up. I don't know if this woman, if there's more to the story with Jacob. I have no clue, and I couldn't say. But I will say that from what I can see afterwards, it seems that Jacob has been sold out by those closest to him. And so I just, you know, I don't take anything at face value with any of this anymore, because it's all bogus. And if you believe this timing, that I go on the John B. Wells show, I actually talk about, really, it's a great interview. And I detailed this whole case with Jacob Wetterling and the case that I've been involved with. And then less than 2 weeks later, his remains have been found. Wow, you know, what are the chances of that? Okay, well, that's all I have to say about that. So, probably not. I say that, but probably not. But that's all for now. I hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. Bye.